Hello, my dear friends. In this beautiful place, the Meditation Garden, today I want to share about still something more about the negativity related with the conditionings in our mind, the karma, our heart, everything, and the state, of course, of master that we are approaching. That state is the state of the Atma, of the spirit. The spirit is the master, we can say. So I was remembering one friend that we used to talk a lot, we chat, and he, in many of our conversations, he insists quite a lot in mastering the negativity, mastering everything, whatever we have to face, just to be able to master so we don't we are not affected in a way for that. To master is not that we don't face that thing. For example, imagine one negativity, whatever you can imagine. Mastering it is not that we avoid that. Mastering is that we are able to face that, to experience that, but it doesn't affect our real being, our state. So that is very interesting because normally what we try to avoid so many things, because how we understand the world, how we understand ourselves, is just conditionings in our mind. It's not the real knowledge. These are only conditionings. What information we get in our Swadhisthana is nicely stored, like in a library, and all that knowledge we got, all that information we got, become conditionings in our mind. And then we judge the world, we judge ourselves according to that. For example, if I do this, it's wrong, so I should not do that. If we do that thing, somehow, however, our inner being will react, our mind will react, and we will suffer. We will feel guilty, we will feel angry with ourselves, depressed, whatever. So, at that thing, we are not a master of that. And that is because the conditionings in our mind are absolutely artificial. It's not a reality. And we have to understand, in this very moment, are we in the state of spirit, the reality? Do we know there is only one energy here, which is totality, and nothing else inside us? Nothing else. That energy is everywhere. It's beautiful, it's love, it's eternal. It's not just this body or this mind, not this person. It's eternal existence, vibrating in pure love, pure blessing. Are we in that state now? This is a question for every one of us. Are we in that state this very moment? Not this very moment. If we are in that state, it's going to be all the time there, not just this moment, because we know we are that. So, obviously, most of us are not in that state. If we are not, everything we know are just conditionings, artificial conditionings. It's not the reality. So, should we still judge everything according to that conditionings? If we don't know? We don't know because we are not there to know. If we are not in the state of spirit, how we can say it, how is the spirit, how will be the spirit, expecting this or that from that state of spirit? Like, for example, many people feel, if I achieve that state, I will be just lost in ecstasy, lost in joy. I will be so very pure, so very beautiful, only beautiful things in me. That are just conditionings, because if we are not there, How we know it will be like that? How we know? For example, the other day I was chatting with another friend, and he said, no, if we are in that state, if we are in the state of the spirit, then we are never going to do anything wrong. We cannot talk rudely with or hard with anyone. We cannot do things which seems egoistical from outside, like thinking in oneself or not putting enough attention in other people, complete attention in others. And as I was talking with that person, I told her, but look at Jesus Christ. He was extremely sweet and loving, and at some moments, extremely hard. Like, he showed to us the state of spirit, it's nothing to be with that condition. For example, when Jesus Christ was, hitting everyone in the market, in the temple, because they were making a market of the temple of God. And he was throwing everything, shouting at everyone very hard, and breaking everything, throwing everyone out, hitting everyone there, or the people who were there marketing. So, is that proper behavior of someone who is in the state of spirit? Obviously, according to our conditioning, it's not. But it is. It was. So, all that to understand. How we understand the spirituality are just conditionings. How we understand we should be when we are approaching the state of spirit are just conditionings. We have to be honest with ourselves, because if we want to cheat ourselves, only we will lose. So we know absolutely nothing. Nothing. And this come now to the point when we have to face negativity. Negativity is just that, sometimes it's just that conditioning. This is negative. It's just one condition in our mind. So when in our lives somehow the universe brings something to us that seems to be negative, we have to understand the universe, which is just God manifesting, is that energy of pure existence and love just manifesting, connected with everything and blessing all the time. So when everything comes in our lives that seems to be difficult or negative, why don't we understand first? We don't know. We don't know. We don't understand, is this real negative or not? But if the universe, if God brings to me, and God is blessings, must be a purpose. Let's look inside. Look at our conditionings first. My conditioning say this is negative, and my system is closing itself, and I suffer because of that. So first, realize our conditioning about this negativity and drop it. Leave it to God. Receive the blessing and don't push the blessing away, because God giving us all the experiences, good and bad, for a purpose is to make us rise. There is not another purpose. Not to punish someone because they did a mistake. It's not for that. God never understands that, because He is just love. He doesn't know. It's not one God. Like some people in some religions, they feel there is one entity, which is God, which is very powerful, and if we do right, He will give us blessings. If we do wrong, He will give punishment to us. It's not like that. God is only love. He doesn't know how to do that things. He just loves everyone, good and bad, because inside everyone, He is living, He is experiencing. So whenever we do wrong and then we have to face the problem, it's not God punishing us. This is the karma coming back to us, so we understand it's a blessing for us. So when things are coming to us, first, accept it. Receive it with open hands as God's blessings. Look at the conditionings inside that make you react. What conditioning I have about this? Oh, this is like this. Is that real truth? Is that the truth, the absolute truth that I should not face this? It's not. It's not God in everything. If God is everything, why He give to me? Because His love, I will receive it. Look inside. Drop my conditionings. Don't resist anymore. Learn the lesson. If we have to learn something, we have to face that thing which is wrong. Accept it, okay? And okay, understand. I feel it's wrong. Okay, that's it. Drop it. Don't resist. And about the negativity, mastering the negativity, that is very, very important because we are humans. I mean, we are not humans. Inside us, there is only that existence which is God. This is the reality. But God inside thinks I am this person. Ego. That is called ego. That thought. And then that entity, that thought, that ego, that person assumes that life of God, that energy of God, and everything gets twisted because it's not the truth. Starting from something which is not truth. That's why everything goes more and more twisted. It's not reality. And of course, because you make that totality very small, it's going to be suffering, for sure. Conditionings, desires, of course. So anyway, at that moment, when we are that small thing, we are that person. And because we are already small, because we are already very limited, because we are in that, you can say, full energy, full of conditionings, what will happen to us? That whenever the situation, God wants us to face something, we will fall down and we will make a mistake according to our conditionings. Mistake, we have to understand the mistakes are only according to our conditionings, which are not reality. They are not reality. And we know nothing. We go to the beginning. Okay, so we make a mistake. We fall down again. And that, when we fall down, it will have first one impact in our energy, like probably some of our chakras might, if it's something which is not in perfect balance behavior or in perfect reality behavior, then there will be an impact in our energy, in our any chakra or our system, and we'll feel bad. This is going to be a little bit spoiling our energy. That is the first thing happening. That is not the problem, the real problem. The real problem is because of that conditioning. Our mind reacts more to that behavior. We did wrong, we fell down, and we'll start blaming ourselves, blaming the world, blaming others, and this is never-ending story. It goes ahead and ahead and ahead and ahead, and we feel nothing, and we feel we are not good enough. So that little spoiled energy in the beginning becomes just crazy, and our energy just go down, and the chakra gets completely got up in there. It's not that it's a little bit disturbed, no, now it's Just got up. Because of the conditionings. And we have to understand, in reality, the spirit inside that soul, that chakras, is never affected. Is not affected even for the first mistake. When the energy was spoiled, the chakra is little bit spoiled. Little bit. But the spirit inside is not affected. So what is mastering the negativity in us and outside is because we are humans and we will keep falling down in any moment of our evolution, not just when we are little children, but even when we mature more and more, we might fall down again. Because this system is not how we see the physical body just separated. No, we are connected to the whole universe. And if God wants us to master something, we are going to fall down and again, and fall down again. Not just to avoid it, to say, no, this is wrong, I should not do this, it is that, blame ourselves, put ourselves down, completely trapped in our ego and our conditionings, identifying with that. No, not for that. We are going to fall down once and again so that we are able to master it. Means we fall down, the energy is a little bit spoiled, but we go to our reality, and that is not touch. And then you are not affected. And when you master it, it doesn't matter. You are not that. You are not affected. But while that spirit is living in human form in this world, even though there is only a spirit everywhere, but living in human form, incarnated as we are now. While we are here, we might fall down once and again because we are connected with everything and helping the whole world. And the important thing is not to avoid everything, but to master it. To be able to be your spirit, affected by nothing. And of course, this is no question, how we are approaching the mistakes that we do, the fall down will be less and less and almost very, very little or almost nothing at the end. Yes. But it doesn't mean that we should not master it. So in the process till we are fully just identified with our spirit, till that final moment, when basically you just leave almost your body because you are just identified with that. Till that moment where there are no mistakes at all, or almost no mistakes. Of course, as we say, mistakes according to our conditionings, not to God. Till that moment, we fall down once and again to master it, to be able to experience without being affected. And the world brings that to us. We cannot control. The people who want to control their behavior to a limit, they are playing in the hands of their ego and become the ascetic people, very controlling so much themselves, very dry, and then start attacking others and judging others. A big ego, massive ego, which is already out of control, attacking the freedom of others, freedom to make mistakes given by God, and working only under conditions which are false because they are not there, so they know nothing, unless we are there and we see it in ourselves. We know nothing. And I think very difficult to understand for many this subject, probably, because we are trapped in our conditionings and we feel we can control, we can achieve, we know. But an illusion, we know nothing. And God is just love. And there is nothing else inside. So, always blessings inside, to ourselves, to the totality everywhere. And just to finish it, because we separate good and bad, negative, positive. And we sometimes, when we grow spiritually, we think we are responsible to fight negativity, to oppose negativity, to condemn negativity, to hate negativity. And we don't realize the truth, final truth, in the last state of vacuum. This is the original state of that reality. There is only existence, formless, but not even an observer, which is already the spirit, the God manifested is an observer. So even deeper than that, when the observer is completely absorbed in himself, and there is only existence, just one ocean of existence, and the whole world, all the worlds are inside. Everything inside. Everything inside God. Then we have to understand good, bad, the opposites are inside. There is no discrimination in that vacuum. Yes to this, not to this. Positive, yes. Negative, not. No. Everything is bubbling inside. Spontaneously, by itself. Everything connected for a purpose. To make everything grow. To make the light shine. To make the love grow and expand and bless. But for that play of God, the opposite, positive, negative, all inside the singular ocean of existence, even without observers. So if that is the final, if everything is inside God, all these conditionings we have in our mind that we got from, who knows, one spiritual teaching that came only to the mental, not to the heart, one ancient book, one friend, one teacher, one master, wherever, our family, our country, conditionings. Our illusion of ego is built with conditionings, which are not truth, because we are blind, the eyes of the spirit are not open, we cannot see, so we know nothing. Are we humble enough to bow down our ego, understanding we know nothing, and focus completely inside to look at our conditionings and drop them, surrender, and whatever comes in our way, use it for mastering, to allowing that master, which is the spirit, be beyond, is beyond, and hold on to that, and not blame ourselves for our mistakes, but bless ourselves, understand the conditionings and the teachings of God.